Hey, everybody. What I want to talk about tonight is the differences between the karmic feminine and the divine feminine. Okay, because there have been is so many misconceptions out there and just imbalanced information that it is just not even funny. It's really not even funny. And I really just want to clear up a lot of this, okay? Before I begin looking at the differences, I want to talk about the fact that every divine feminine starts off as a karmic feminine. Okay, there is a process and a journey from karmic feminine to divine feminine. Okay, and what I'm seeing a lot of times within the community is there are a lot of karmic feminines. It's really more karmic feminines than there are divine feminines within the community. And this is because it just hasn't been a clear definition of what each looks like, okay? And so that's what I want to do here today, okay? But remember that every divine feminine starts off as a karmic feminine, and the karmic feminine can become a divine feminine if she breaks her karmic cycles and patterns and she evolves into the divine feminine. Okay, so we're going to just talk about a few of the differences. Okay, now the karmic feminine is in a karmic cycle. Okay, so she's in the karmic cycle of her ancestry, okay, of generations past. Okay, the collective karmic feminine energy, as well as her own karmic feminine energy from her own lineage, okay, her own ancestors. So this can look like repeating patterns of the women before her, okay, and taking on a collective, the karmic role of the feminine as the collective defines it, okay. So this is you can see this karmic feminine in a pattern of things like negating her feelings and her needs, because being a woman is being serving and giving, okay. That is a karmic collective pattern from the collective karmic feminine energy, okay? It is not a pattern that is based in truth, okay? It is a societal pattern that has been handed down from generation to generation to generation, and it's rampant throughout the society. So the karmic feminine feels that she's there to serve, she's there to give. She puts herself on the back burner repeatedly and constantly in every area of her life. Okay, so she devalues herself, she gives away her power, and she's very subservient. Okay, this is the way she was trained to be. She believes in these patterns. This is who she believes herself to be as a woman. This is what she believes femininity is, and it's just a karmic cycle, okay? And the divine feminine, on the other hand, is in a place of being in her divine femininity, which is receiving, okay? Remember, the woman is the receiver. This is why the woman has a vagina that goes inward, okay, and a womb, okay? She is the receiver. She's the receiver of seed. She's the receiver, okay? This is the divine feminine role. The karmic feminine is out of balance with that, okay? So she's actually taking on the burden of the masculine energy, and this was done through patriarchy and lots of other things that brought this about. But she is in the role of the masculine, who is the giver, okay? And this is why he has a penis that goes outward, okay? He is the giver. The woman is the receiver. The divine feminine is aware of this, okay? Now, she's not imbalanced where she does not give, but she is a receiver, okay? So she's not going out trying to give. She's already healed that karmic ancestral pattern, or whether she got it from the karmic collective, wherever, she's dealt with that, okay? And so the divine feminine is not in that place. Okay, another trait of the karmic feminine is the karmic feminine is not a part of the divine sisterhood. And what I mean by that is the karmic feminine will have little respect for other women, Okay. This is going to be the woman who doesn't respect other people's relationships. She won't respect another woman's union. Okay. From her own place of lack of self-esteem, lack of self-worth, lack of self-love, she will compete with other women. Where she may want another woman's man. And a part of her, this is all subconscious, she won't be consciously aware of it, but she's on a karmic cycle of validating herself, proving her self-worth by somehow having a man's attention over another woman. Okay, but this is a karmic pattern. So remember, this is karmic energy. So this will all come back on her. Okay, and it's not because it's a punishment. It's just because this is her own energy. So if you don't have that respect for other people's relationships, you put out that energy, then you're going to get that energy back, or someone's not going to have that respect for yours. Okay. The divine feminine, on the other hand, feels a sense through her own understanding and awareness, and a strength in her own womanhood. She has a respect for other women. Okay, just naturally, there's a respect that's there for other women, for another woman's plight, another woman's situation. So she has the self-love and self-worth that she's unwilling to be an option. Okay, for the divine feminine, she's not an option. She is the only choice. Okay, and if there's a situation where that is not the case, she's disinterested genuinely. Okay, she's not going to tell herself, oh, I shouldn't be interested in this person, and she's not going to have to talk herself out of it. She will genuinely within herself not be interested, meaning her attraction goes away. Okay, any level of attraction that she had, she's not in need of love. She's not in a karmic cycle. Okay, so she's not in a place where there's any love or any feeling that she's going to feel with someone that would trump her solidarity within herself, her wholeness within herself, that she would be willing to, disregard another woman, for a man. Okay, she's not in a place where she sees men as such a desperate commodity to be had, and something that she needs so desperately that she could not do without. Okay, she has a different level of wholeness. Okay, so for the divine feminine, when it comes to other women, there is a certain level of respect and sisterhood that is there. There's a love of women, okay, because she has that love for herself. In coming and evolving into her own womanhood, she can respect every other woman and where they are in their own journey to that divine womanhood and that divine femininity. Okay, so there's no interest at all in competing with another woman. Other things that you'll see with karmic feminines is a need to pour out everything that they have, everything that they are, and there's no regard for the self. Okay, so they tend to not have just any regard for the self, okay, because they're in a karmic cycle. Now, once they've evolved and they break these karmic cycles and become divine feminines, then they no longer are in a space where they're just willing to pour themselves out that way, because they have a love of self that they use to love others. Okay, so they don't just love others and skip the process of loving self, because the thing is, when you do that, a lot of people think that you can become unconditionally loving and completely bypass the process that you have to go through within yourself and your own self-love, and where you then become unconditionally loving just on its own. People skip that. And the problem with that is, when you skip that process, what you're doing is you have an empty cup, right? And you're basically skipping your empty cup. You're keeping your cup empty, and you're taking everything you have and you're putting it directly into someone else's cup. And then you're standing there with your empty cup, waiting on the day that someone fills your cup back. Okay, that's the karmic feminine. The divine feminine is not waiting on anyone to fill her cup. okay? For the simple fact that gives away all of her power, and the divine feminine does not go around giving away all of her power. She doesn't go around taking power from other people either. She is the source of her own supply and her own power, okay? So instead of keeping her cup empty, waiting on the day that someone that she's poured out all of her everything into will fill her cup, she fills her own cup first. Okay, so she's not even looking at anyone else or looking to give anyone else anything until her cup is full. Because she knows that if she doesn't take care of herself and take care of her own cup, she's only giving from a place of need and desperation for her own cup to be filled. But the power is outside of her. So then she waits and she decides, you know what? I have to fill my own cup. So she's a guardian of her own cup. And keeping her cup full. Now, when her cup is full and she's to that point of running over, that's where she looks around and sees who can she pour some out from her own filled cup, okay? So it's a very different space that she comes from. So these are some very key things to look at when it comes to the karmic feminine versus the divine feminine, because the divine feminine is at such a place of her womanhood, of her strength, of her power, of her goddesshood. You're not going to catch, because people talk about this, the divine feminine is a goddess. You would not catch a goddess being a beggar. Okay, you're just not going to find that. And you're not going to find that. So, a goddess is not out here begging. She's not out here competing, wanting somebody else's man. It just baffles me, okay, that you have people that are operating from such a lower level of womanhood, and they want to call this the epitome of womanhood, the epitome of femininity, divine femininity. Where, they're believing that their love is going to, they have a love that's going to be destructive to someone else. And they don't have a problem with that. They're okay with that. And they think there's something divine about that. No, you know what's divine? Divine is the ability to allow, okay? It is the ability to allow divinity. Divinity. If anybody is with somebody else, that's where they're supposed to be, obviously. If a man is choosing someone else, you're not going to see a divine feminine, pining away for him to choose her. I'm just going to be honest with you. If somebody is choosing somebody else, I can't want them. It's not that I have to try to. I lose interest. I lose the attraction. It's just the same way, how somebody can do something that makes you just lose the attraction, where you're just like, I just can't feel it. That's the way it would be for me. Okay? So it doesn't matter who a woman is. I don't need to know anything about her. I can tell every woman within the sound of my voice, I can guarantee you, I don't want your man. And if he's with you and he wants me, he's not good enough for me. Bottom line, period, point blank. If he's still with you and he's in my face, and do you think that man is going to be someone that I'm going to be like, oh, yes. Oh, no, honey. I have a connection with all women. And what a man does to another woman, he does to me. We're all connected. That's divinity. It's the connectedness, not the separateness. In all things. And it baffles me that people think that they're so connected, but then your only connection is to this man. You don't feel the connection to other women. You don't feel the connection to everything around you, every person. It's just about this man. And we want to call that divinity. Where's the connectedness to everything? We're worried about separation when it comes to separation from this man. What about your separation from your fellow women and sisters? The world around you, your separation from animals, nature, your separation from everything that you consider to not be you. See, it's all selfish. Because people aren't really concerned about unity or connectedness. They're concerned about being connected to this person to get some need met that they have. And that is to the negation of anybody else. If that person is with someone else and their children are going to be heartbroken, or the people around them are going to be heartbroken, none of that matters. All that matters is what they feel and what they need and what they want. There's nothing divine about that. To not be able to allow life to take its course. If it's truly meant for you and that person to be together, then that'll happen. You know, like what I was saying about the guy that if he's with you, I don't want him. If he is meant to be with me, then somehow whatever you two have is going to fall apart. We'll meet at some point. You see what I'm saying? It's not going to be because I'm just not interested. I'm just not interested. I'm not interested in that karma. Okay? I'm not interested in putting that energy out. It's not something I want done to me. I feel a unity and oneness with everybody. So I'm not going to do it. Do unto others as you would want done unto you. That's a basic principle. And so some of these very basic things about how we should live in unity and harmony with everything around us, other beings included, is completely negated. And then we're calling it divine. It's absolutely, it's despicable, really. It is so below the level of divinity that to call it divine is almost blasphemy. It's practically blasphemous to think that you could do these things and view things this way and then turn around and call it divine. Now, what I will say is we all have these karmic patterns, these karmic cycles, because we're born into a society. It's just impossible to negate that, okay? Because we're bringing it in from past lives, and we're being enmeshed in certain things within the society that gives way to that. But there is a process and a process that we go through in leaving the karmic feminine and these karmic cycles of pain, okay? Because all of this is bringing back pain. Everything that I talked about with the karmic feminine in this video are all of the things. These are sources of massive amounts of pain for her. Okay? It's her own energy coming back to her. It's cycles of her generational lineage, doing the same thing that's been going on in her bloodline with women for generations after, generation. All of that. But there is a process to breaking that and rising as a divine feminine, okay? And actually, I have a new boot camp that you can attend live with me on April 8th. It's going to be every Sunday and Thursday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. And if you miss a session, it's recorded. You can get the recording of it, okay? This is the only time that you can sign up for this boot camp live, where you can work directly with me, ask me your specific questions, okay? My boot camps are live, one time only. Okay, so the link is in the description box below for you to gather more information about that boot camp or sign up if you wish. It's called the Rise of the Divine Feminine Boot Camp. And I will take you completely through the process of leaving that karmic feminine essence and rising into the divine feminine essence. I'll take you from the beginning, from start to finish, from A to Z. And I will be dealing with everything along the way that prevents you from doing that. The things that prevent you from walking in what it is that you know. The things that prevent you from having the strength and ability to express your needs. The things that have you pouring yourself out. The things that prevent you from believing in your own worthiness of love. All of it. Every single ounce of it. Societal beliefs and the way we're taught what women are supposed to be. All of that. I'm addressing everything in this boot camp. This is the most comprehensive boot camp I have ever done. It is 12 hours. Okay, 2 hours a day, 2 days a week for 3 weeks. If you miss a session, a live session, you will get the recording of that session. Okay, so you don't have to be live for every session if your schedule does not permit it. Okay, so sign up for the boot camp. Okay, if you are in the karmic feminine cycle, this is an investment in yourself that is life changing. Life changing. And you are worth it. Okay, so the link is in the description box below. I hope to see you guys there. Bye.